Cubby and I just got together. We're filming a little promo for the Komfo Summit tomorrow. We're about to get some fresh haircuts and shaves, but we got to stage everything and make it look good. That's what we're doing right now.
Pictures serve a good purpose. They're not just selfies for social media, but they're also, so anytime I'm in a barber shop in Europe, like I am here, I can also show the barber how I like to get my hair styled. Multi-purpose. Alright, live. My hands always get a little sweaty right before I go on stage. It's like that adrenaline rush and the coffee kicking in. I'm about to go do work. Woo! Wow. Social media, my friends, is about community at the end of the day. It's not about selling things. It's not about product pitches. It's about community. This is one thing that a bot cannot do. You cannot automate a community, okay? Since the beginning of time, the way business has been done is based on relationship building. And how do you build relationships with people? One by one by one. You can't automate that. But I'm going to tell you something that's new. Because once again, building community and relationship building is not new. But what is new is storytelling, being the new form of content marketing. Think about yourselves, all of you as consumers in this room. I guarantee you, I would be willing to bet my career on it, that almost all of you consume content from an individual more so than you do a brand. However, you don't realize that subconsciously these individuals are putting products in front of you or services. I'll just share an example with you. Cubby and I went yesterday to get a haircut at a local barber shop. I had like 3 people on Instagram stories that reached out to me and said, hey, I'm at the barber shop right now because you motivated me to get cut. Now, guys, I don't want to be known as a barbershop influencer by any means. But once again, that's how this whole thing works. Storytelling is the new content marketing. So my talk was all about the future of social media. So social media, as we know, is not new. However, you have newer platforms and technologies like Snapchat and Instagram, as well as chatbots, which are greatly disrupting how marketing is being done and also how relationships are being formed and cultivated. So the purpose of my talk was really to break down from a historical standpoint how social media has evolved over the last 1 to 2 decades, starting with AOL and MySpace to where we're at today, which is Facebook and Twitter, as well as Snapchat and Instagram, and where things are moving forward, which is with automation and chatbots. And more importantly, why it's important that as marketers and business leaders, we really take the time to use these mediums, not to sell, not to advertise, and not to market, but really to tell stories around our products, goods, and services, and to take it one step further, to really build relationships. How do I recharge? It's just instinct. Yeah, I think that's the only way for me to put it. I love being around people. I consider myself a people person. A lot of people don't know this about me. I'm actually an only child. So growing up as a kid, I was used to being in my room alone a lot. I would play a lot of Mario Brothers and video games. And then when I'd go to school, I was one of those kids that would love like the interaction of like being in class and like making friends and then having like friends come over to the house after school to hang out and play video games. So like this is my element. I think why I enjoy public speaking as much as I do is a couple of reasons. One, I like to teach, very passionate about teaching. I think if I would have gone to college, which I didn't go to college, but if I would have gone to college, it would probably have been to be a teacher. I think I would have been a good university professor. And 2 is I just love being around people. And in this environment here, being in Denmark, 5,000 miles away from California, I have an opportunity to build new relationships and meet new people. And you know, that's the circle of life, right? You meet one person, and then that one person multiplies into 100, into 1,000, and social media can only do so much for you. Social media can introduce you to people, but social media doesn't bring you this. And this is actually going outside of your comfort zone, meeting people face to face. And that's where the opportunities come from. Once again, there's only so much that social media is going to do for you. You have to go outside your comfort zone. So going back to your question, how do I recharge? I do what I'm doing here, and I get a 15-minute break, and I go back to work. There's no other way for me to put it.
Talk about the competition between Instagram and Snapchat. You don't think there is a competition, or?
There's definitely a competition between them, like as companies, because they're fighting for market share.
Yeah.
But as marketers, we shouldn't get wrapped up in that competition.
No, that's true.
It's not our job to determine which one is more valuable, like on a global scale. It's our job to use their value to get us in front of people. So that's why I try to say, like, yes, there's this competition, but don't get so wrapped up in this debate of, well, should I be on one versus the other? Say to yourself, I am able to reach an audience on both of these social networks, so I'm going to go all in, if it makes sense, on both of these social networks. That's a wrap. It is raining. I'm ready to get back to California to some sunshine and some dry weather. But I want to say thank you so much to Komfo for inviting me to Keynote at the Komfo Summit. Had an amazing time out here in Denmark. And thank you so much for watching this episode of the Hustle Diaries. I'll see you guys on the next. Peace.